Hello, everyone, and welcome to another story from behind bars. But before then, let me say Baraka de Salah. I hope that's the right thing to say to all my Muslim friends. May God bless your day. I hear this is the Eid Mubarak. I hope I got that pronunciation right as well. Enjoy your day, but don't forget to send my meat share. Okay, having said that, you know the stories, every time I get to tell them, they take something away from me, but they humble me and make me more thankful. Thankful that I'm free to move around, thankful that God keeps us going. Okay, so this is about Nene. Nene is the MD of a refuse collection company. They service multinationals, estates, individuals, and even the state government. Good business they have there. And like every other business, you have stuff that you must use to do your work. So the state and the multinationals had requested their company to always to collect the refuse, to bring in this truck. You know, the truck that the back is covered. Yes, so that's what they use in collecting. So they go in, they clean, they do everything, but to move the refuse, to take them away, you must use that vehicle. So Nenea's company, a startup, didn't have it. So they would lease from organizations that had it. So she saw a business opportunity there and decided to speak to a few of her friends. She decided to pitch to people she knew could afford to buy that vehicle. So one of them agreed to buy and asked if she could look for it, since she was the one who knew the exact specification that they required and, had been leasing it. So she would know the right one. So Nanelle goes hunting for this vehicle and finally finds one. Goes back, and the guy decided to see it for himself, which was okay because, her plan was not about taking the money and disappearing. The plan was buy the vehicle, and the person makes some money, she also makes some money. So they go to, their vehicle spots and stuff like that. And the man inspected this vehicle himself with his mechanic, not her mechanic. Pays directly to the owner of the vehicle. And then they move. He registers the vehicle in his name and only gives the paper for operating it, that's for running it, to Nena because she needed that for the companies that engaged them. 6 months down the line, they had paid him so much money. He had made a lot of profit. So he told Nena he wanted to buy a second vehicle, since also her own clientele list has increased. He goes ahead, this time without Nena. He goes ahead back to the same place, tries to buy another truck, inspects it, this and that, and then eventually he pays and tells Nena that he's already paid. They will register the vehicle and she can go and take it. Of course, she was happy because this meant more money. And then they brought that vehicle, and a few months down the line, they just kept paying them. And he was happy making all this money, right? All Nena got out of this was just a little commission and the fact that she could keep her clients. She didn't lose the business because of not having that truck. And because at this time she could not afford it, she just needed it. She just, didn't think it was, because sometimes the people she leased from, if she would go to them, they say, oh, the vehicle is out on another job, blah, blah, blah. So she was happy that she had this job. So in 1 year, the guy had bought 2 vehicles, and now they are in year 2. A few months down the line, the government, for whatever reason, decided that they wanted only one company to supply all the vehicles. And then the other refuse people, they mapped out the city and told them where to clean. So you clean, you get your staff to go and clean the place. But to pick up the refuse won't be your business anymore. It was now the business of one particular company. So for that reason, for almost 4 months, all of them had no job. They had nothing else to do. Okay, so they didn't pay, of course. And then this guy kept asking for his money from Nene Saber. And Nene was like, well, this is the new policy. And I told you about it. So let's call back. It's either you speak to this other company so they can take the 2 vehicles. And the man said, well, speak to them. Then I said, no, you come, let's go together. They go together, they speak to the guys. The guys were happy because really they didn't have the capacity of all that vehicle. They too were going to lease. Okay, but the Oga at the top wanted to favor them for reasons we don't know. And I do not want to jump into unnecessary conclusions. So this company collected the 2 vehicles and they left. So all they were doing was, because the man's name is not on the list, but then there's company, because that's what it is. You know, when you follow all these, their rules and regulations. So for 4 months, then I didn't remit any money to him. So the guy came and was making a lot of noise. He was screaming, he was shouting. And then I said, well, this is not my fault. I haven't been paid. If I get paid, you will get paid. No one has paid any of us. And then for some reason, the guy said the vehicle, the man they all had given this truck to, said, oh, the vehicle developed a bit of fault. They couldn't use it. They didn't do this. Okay, you took 2 trucks. Now you say 1 truck developed fault. Where's the vehicle? And anyway, nobody said anything. This man placed all his pressure on Nene. Before we knew what was happening, boom. Police, boom. EFCC. What's bringing this one? That Nene took him and handed him over to criminals. He didn't say that Nene helped him make money. He didn't say he bought the vehicles himself. He didn't say he handed these vehicles over himself. He didn't say he went with Nene. As far as he was concerned, Nene tricked him into giving this big man his truck, and now they are duping him of his money. And he was calculating based off of how much Nene was given to him when the truck was with her. This new Oga had started changing everybody. In fact, didn't pay. Nobody was talking about that. Nobody was going to harass the Oga at the top or harass this new organization that was in charge of just picking up the dirt. Before we knew it, Nene had ended up at EFCC, from EFCC to charging to court, She's in prison custody. This is not funny. Now, what is her fault? Is her fault the fact that she decided to be nice to somebody, or she introduced a business, or what? Everyone else made more money than herself. All she tried to do was to keep her small business afloat. Right now, nobody is calling the main crux of the matter. No one. The people that ingratitude just sits on their head. They never remember the good things that you have done. They always remember the error that you have made. But here, from my little corner, I don't see the error. I don't even understand how these things happen. But when you take somebody to a court with no jurisdiction to handle the case that you have brought, that person ends up in prison custody. When will the police or whoever is charging cases to court learn not to take people to courts without jurisdiction to handle the matter so they can depopulate the prisons? Because for as long as you keep doing the wrong thing, people will keep being at the wrong place. I don't know. I just think that we need to start doing the right things. Okay, so if you have any advice and all of that, please share with me. Thank you.